Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to another episode. This episode of Aliens on the Border is brought to you by Guru Cats. Go check out gurucats.com and use promo code AOTB for 10% off anything in the store.
So fast. I mean, so easy.
Are we running it? We're running it. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Aliens on the Border. Got a couple of very special dudes hanging out with us today. Anyways, play that fucking theme song.
Aliens on the Border.
The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found.
Faster than light, spaceship of the future.
By direction of the President of the United States, stay in your home.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly?
Born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust, there is no word to describe them.
We may be witnesses to a biblical prophecy come true.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension?
Is this the human race of the future?
Aliens on the Border.
Hey everybody, it's Sunday afternoon. We hanging out here. Roger, what's up? What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, they're gonna see it on a Wednesday.
I know, but I'm just telling you.
Hey, it's
right
Wednesday
now,
when you see it, but it is Sunday.
It's Wednesday evening when you're watching this, but in real life,
Right now it's Sunday.
yeah, right now it's Sunday. That's
Sunday.
what you got. That's what's happening right now, dude. How you feeling?
I am hungover.
Yeah. You chugged the shit out of that coffee, bro. I'm
Fuck yeah, I
surprised,
did,
dude. It was like fresh out the fucking pot, hot as fuck.
It was not hot. It was. I mean, it was all right. It was just kind of maybe a.
I'm over
the
here
creamer,
like fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people that can drink coffee when it's super hot. I can't do that. I gotta let it,
I need to throw some ice in that bitch.
Yeah.
Cool off.
I get blisters on my
Some
mouth.
of that cold milk in there, you know?
Yeah, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, and if you're just listening to this and not watching, then you probably already heard the voices behind the other couple of mics over to my right. But today we've got the hosts of the In the Flex podcast sitting over here to my right.
In the
What
Flex,
fuck is
baby.
up?
Yes, sir.
Miguel, Ovi, and the
Yes, sir.
Flex.
Yes, sir.
And before we continue, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
Dude, no,
Yeah.
I've been watching what you guys are doing for a couple of months now, and I was just like, damn, they're fucking killing it, and I really wanted to like just come together and collaborate. Because like it's funny, like yesterday we were recording an episode for That's Just My Opinion. Go follow them on Instagram, TJMO Podcast. Shout out baby over there. We were talking about like trying to proliferate like a bit of a community between the podcasts that are in here, you know what I mean, and just kind of like put each other on and gas each other up and all that type of shit. So like I was like, what better way to do it than to do it, you know what I mean? So and reach out and shit and come together. But if you guys haven't checked them out, please go and check them out right now. Pause this shit, go to their YouTube channel. We got a lot of good episodes on there. I was listening to the one with Vic the Sweet.
Oh, yes.
I have a funny
yeah.
I have a funny story about that, dude. I was sorry, dude. If you see this, I'm sorry, but I completely confused you with someone else at a certain point in time, and I was very confused when I got like a call to our Instagram page, and I was like, why is this? I have a friend of mine that we worked together a bit when I had just started the podcast like a year in, and he has a brother named Victor, and for any reason or another, like I thought Victor Sweet's Instagram page was Victor, my other homie, and I was like, what the hell? So I didn't pick up, so I'm sorry, that's on me. I did that. But
Did they look alike?
not at all, dude. And that was again, like that's just because like I never, not in a bad way, but I have a bad habit of just being very like tunnel vision and shit. So like I'm not always like peeping other people's shit and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
And
the con of the
yeah,
vision.
and like it's so again, no, I'm sorry that happened. I'm pretty sure you were trying to reach out to the collab, and I'm super down to do so. So hit us up again.
Hell yeah.
And this
Definitely.
time I will answer. I'm sorry.
I'll link
But
that up for sure.
yeah, man, for sure. I really like the Frankie episode too. We've been trying to put something together for a couple of months now. Right when y'all dropped that shit, I was like, oh fuck. Can we talk a little bit about the space that you guys are in, or that place where you've been recording? Because damn, this is a nice little spot.
Actually, when you hit us up, we were just leaving our space. We were at shout out to Reinhardt Plaza.
Nice.
We were there. Unfortunately, I feel like it was very little, we needed more space. So our contract was up. So then we said, you know what, let's bounce out and find something else. But that is one of the things that we get a lot of compliments on is the background. We wanted to go for like a little studio setup, like we're recording, so like you're red. So that's one of the things we get a lot of compliments on.
I really dug it, dude. I fucking like was watching it on my phone. I screenshot it, sent it to Roger. I was like, yo, check this shit up the fuck out. This fucking, they've got a really sweet setup, bro.
I was like, I remember saying like, dude, we've bounced around from like 3 different spots. We're going to one place. Hopefully, that's going to be a little more permanent.
Yeah, shout out to Calle Ocho.
Yeah, and actually, maybe you'll see it by
in a week from now.
In like the next episode, maybe or the episode after that. But you know, we always wanted to talk about like setting stuff up because I think Josh and I don't know about you guys, and maybe this is something also we can touch on, but Josh and I do like consume a lot of podcasts. So like we watch a lot of other people. I personally really like the setup from like The Fighter and the Kid. Right, I'm not sure if you've seen that one, but it always just looks like super comfy. Right, or ours look a little more clinical.
I know, right? I feel like we're at school.
White wall.
That's what I tell Ovi, because sometimes we do setups and it's like, bro, I feel like we're giving the news in high school, bro.
Yeah,
like,
right now.
Like,
that's what it feels like. It's just like the whole
first period brought to you by In the
exactly.
Flex.
That's what I told you.
Yeah.
What were the freestyle battles from yesterday, guys? Some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, but no, that I give props to Miguel on that for sure because he's always on. You know, the vibe it gives, and he'll put lights here and there. And I think when we first started, it looked like a Christmas tree. We had lights all over the place.
we had Christmas lights on.
But I like the vibe that we gave because I think it was also inspired by, like, we always wanted to have a studio. You know, we do music, so, like, we want to have a studio, and even in the corner of the crib, have it all padded down, you know, have the whole look.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's also a vibe we gave out, too. So people come in like, oh, you know, they get that vibe, too.
I definitely got that from the setup, and I think, like, just going through the catalog of different guests that you guys have. Can we talk a little bit about, like, what... firstly, how'd you guys come up with the name In the Flex? And then I'll pivot to the second question. Let's start there.
Oh, we'll give a little backstory of how the podcast happened. I think for a while I've been wanting to vent. You know, I know I told you earlier, we get like so distracted in this robotic life, like waking up, going to work, 9 to 5. You know, you get family, you got school, you got all these other stressing things that like you can't connect with people. And one of the persons that I can connect to the most since I was young was Ovi. So in the back of my head, I was like, you know, we always talk about these conspiracies, we talk about all this other shit, but nobody's hearing us. Like nobody's hearing it, and people all around are asleep. You know, they ain't woke. I know the term woke is a little overused now, but
I was used negatively now, man.
But then I told Ovi, hey, yo, let's start a podcast. Like all the shit that we talk about, let's make it known or heard by everybody.
Exactly.
Let's wake people the fuck up.
Yeah. So that's how it started. So then when we were looking at names, I don't really remember any of the names that we were thinking, but the way that it happened was I really liked the word in the flesh, but it's very like overused, I guess. And then we were mixing stuff up, and then we just came in with In the Flex. So that's how it happened. It just
I dig the name, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think Miguel brought that one to the table for sure. And I was just so like hyped on the idea, like. It could have been any name, you know. Like I was just so hyped on the idea of it, but definitely it was Miguel's vision, and it came together like manifestation. Bro.
Yeah.
Like,
How long ago did y'all start?
We actually started in October.
Yeah, October.
So the time that it came as an idea to the time we actually started was like a month.
Damn. Okay.
It was quick. It was quick.
Like
I just
took
I just
Josh
told
4
Ovi
years.
Dude, I thought of the name, and then 2 years later, it fucking started.
Yeah.
Everything was super fast.
As soon as I told Ovi about it, he had ordered the pod track and the mics and all the boom stands and everything like from one day to the other.
Just do it.
So it's just like, let's just do it.
Fuck yeah, man.
And also, to me, I wanted to vent. I felt like I had so much to say and not really no one to say it to. So I was just like talking to myself, you know. So and then I really couldn't do music the way I used to. Actually, I wasn't doing any music at all. You know, I had 3 babies in the last 4 years, so I was pretty busy.
Shout out babies.
Yeah, shout out to babies.
Goddamn.
But yeah,
I think one of the first episodes we started was talking about Laredo manifestation, the Laredo culture and stuff like that. That's stuff that we wanted to talk about. But then somehow we manifested bringing in like people that we wanted to blow up, you know, like music artists. And we started getting Victor Sweet, Frankie Con El Flow, TJO, everybody. So it's been lining up where we have a lot of music. But we also want to go ahead and branch out to other stuff as well.
Yeah.
I know we got Sammy the House.
Sammy the House, baby.
Yeah,
Shout out to Sammy the House.
Fuck yeah, dude. Right after you guys, he was on with y'all. We had him on too.
Yeah, I saw that whole episode, man.
That was nice.
It was a fucking nice episode. Dude.
Yeah, really
the
cool.
one that y'all had with him was badass. We didn't get into the story of like the whole him starting at 13. We kept getting sidetracked.
But it's because the guy who we had behind the camera was fanboying hard. Yeah, he was just kind of like, dude, I'm like freaking out right now. Like this is crazy. This is my hero, and it was just like, dude, let him talk.
Yeah.
But
Shout out Sammy the House.
Yeah,
Shout out
for
Elsa.
sure.
Shout out Coffee and Magic.
Yeah,
Coffee
and
I
just-
was going to say, I had my mug, but I didn't bring it with me.
you're so you guys mentioned you both do music. Is that like you guys like produce, or you guys rap, or like how
I mean, we used to rap back in the day, back in high school, and I think that's one of the things that like we value the most, being able to write lyrics in our head and then just put it on paper, put it on music. But
yeah,
like I said, life moves fast and we don't have the chance to get a studio and go and record. But writing lyrics has been one of the things that we value the most. It's a skill that's just, we can wake up and just like text each other, hey, you know, these lyrics and stuff.
Text each other some fire bars.
Yeah. So, I mean,
dude, we're gonna fucking cut this episode early, and then on the Patreon section, we're gonna freestyle.
gotta sign up to that Patreon, man. I'll give them a 16 for the Patreon.
I was gonna say the
All right, guys. If you guys love this episode, please make sure you support our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Guru Cats. It's a book series that's being developed into an animated series. They're dropping NFTs. They're dropping music. Details the story of 9 feline humanoids that saved their planet from the evil queen Kiva. Go to website gurucats.com. Use promo code AOTB for 10% off anything in the store, from the audiobook to caps to hoodies, T-shirts, everything that's in the store. That promo code is AOTB. Make sure you follow them on social media, on Instagram at GuruCats, and it's GURUCATZ. That's gurucats.com, GURUCATZ.com. Use promo code AOTB for 10% off anything in the entire store.
Josh used to rap too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like here and there, and my girlfriend's probably making fun of me back there. No, she doesn't care. But
she sneezed.
like I did for a second. Like I did a couple of tracks here and there, and for me, like the whole trying to make music of it, like I just felt like it was. I don't know if you guys ever get this or not, but like it felt so much like your baby type of thing. And then I had this whole hang up about like instant gratification. So like I would put something down and just be like, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah,
what do you think? Yeah. I'm the fucking best rapper ever, right? I'm right. Yeah. And then like I kind of like grew out of it after a while, but it was fun as fuck to like be hanging out with, and a lot of my homies were like, I guess musically inclined too. And you know, birds of a feather, right? Yeah. The fucking, so it would be at parties and shit, and then you know, La Peda is fucking 2-3 in the morning, dude. Throw on some fucking instrumentals. Let's go.
Whenever we have a drunk cast, he ends up rapping.
Nah, that's not true. That's you. I say I specifically say I want to stay away from that shit.
Put a beat on.
You know what? Let's do it now.
No, dude. Let's save it. All right, for later. Maybe we'll drop some. Maybe we'll drop some shit. But point is, like, what got you guys into music in the first place?
That is a very good question. I think ever since I was in elementary, just hearing music, you know, Lil Jon and East Side Boys and stuff like that, it kind of just made me want to say, hey, I feel like I could write. And as a little like 10-year-old listening to SPM, I started writing. I just started writing and eventually started writing, started getting beats and just started recording with like your phone and stuff like that. So I think just the expressing is just one of the most important things. Like I told y'all, the podcast was about expressing ourselves, and that's something that not a lot of people do nowadays. So to express yourself and have people like see what you're doing,
right,
is just an amazing feeling.
As you were going through like your whole, you know, dissertation on like this is in the flex and shit, I kept looking over at Roger like, God damn, like,
you guys are like another dimension version,
crazy,
another like a bizarro, not bizarro, like just like an alternate version of
like
us. I think
Earth,
it's
alpha
funny,
or beta or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Earth 616,
doppelganger.
I was gonna say, like one of the things that I think immediately really like resonated with me, and I think Josh too, because he looked back like, was just kind of talking about like the radio culture. Like, I think that's something that we've always like kind of been very heavy on, like as far as the message goes, because we do think that not only are there like really like talented folks here, but there's people want to be fucking entertained, dude. Yeah. They want to be entertained. They want to see the talent for what it is, and they want to support it. And I think there's a huge like disconnect between like other creators, because everybody thinks that like there's like competition when realistically like one of the things that we always talk about and is like, or one that we started talking about a lot was like the disconnect between like the rap scene.
Yeah.
because I put on shows sometimes, and like, I have like a bunch of like the rock bands or like the up and coming bands that are like around here or whatever, right? And they're always like super cool and very like, you know, they share gear, they stick around for the show, that kind of stuff. It's the opposite for rap. I feel like whenever they go and they do a show, they bring their crowd, and then the moment that they're done with their set, they dip, and then the crowd goes with them. And that was one of the things that we had noticed. Like, there was a really big difference over what was happening. So I just think like that, just in general, like with podcasting, and just having like a platform to put these people on, like, and talk about like the talent, and really let them know like, hey, we're in the interest of like community. And to them, it's just like, oh shit, like, you know, maybe that's something that we can kind of like band towards.
Exactly.
So I really dig that like the message is kind of similar in the sense of like, that's what we're aiming at, you know, like to highlight the culture here in the border. This is a very fucking special place, like no other place like it. And I think like that talent needs to be like, you know, we need to band together and really make it like a scene here and make other people know like what's happening. I think it's just
support each other. Support system. Love. It's always been like that. You know, the rock groups always supported each other at their shows. And, you know, they used to make a lot of events. And for hip hop, it was a lot hard for us to do that. It was very hard for us to do that. To even bring down the hip hop artists was difficult. So so when that would happen, I mean, when that would happen, we definitely try to go out there, bring as many people as possible, even sell tickets to perform. I mean, if that's what it took to get somebody down here, I mean, let's just do it. Because something's better than nothing, you know?
AOTB Fest, dude. Let's do it.
There you go.
AOTB Fest.
Oh, fuck it. Hey, but I must add, though, it's been switching over, though. Like now, like,
there's a lot of love
when you rap, back in the day, you want to rap, you used to rap to be the best.
Right.
It don't matter. Like, it don't matter who you are, my you want to be with me, I'm going to try to wreck you. I'm going to try to destroy you.
That's facts.
And when I used to go to shows, and I remember specifically one, I was at AJ's, and shout out to Rob DePlane, because I did a show with Rob DePlane. We opened up for a band, and I remember I showed up. It was like, packed. And he did a whole set, and as soon as he was done, like half the crowd just moved out. And I said, you know what? That's never going to happen to me again. Next time I do a show, I'm going to bring my own crowd. I'm going to perform to my own crowd so I don't have that effect. That don't affect me. I perform for my people. And that's kind of the mindset that I had. That's how I got through that. If not, I was not going to be able to get through that. It's like empty when you go and perform.
I think it's like something that's built into hip hop. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of the culture in it is just like, the content of it is just like, I am the best. Like I'm the king of the mountain.
It's respectable though. You gotta respect that. You gotta
like it's a dual-edged sword. I think at the end of the day, because like for sure it's given rise to like some of the fucking greatest artists of all time, but then it kind of trickles down in the wrong way, like in certain places. And I think Laredo has suffered from that, like sadly, where it's hard enough to do shit on it because I feel like the dominant culture is like hate culture.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A lot of negativity.
Yeah, right. And then like, to add that layer of like hip hop is also just a competitive thing. Yeah, I don't know. It is crazy.
But it's present everywhere. But the thing is, I feel like that reputation here, kind of like other people see it or they don't, right? And that's kind of like the weird part of it. Like I'll give you an example. This last Friday, we had a live audience podcast.
Oh shit, yeah.
But there was a comedy show happening outside.
Comedy festival.
A comedy festival. They had a shit ton of people from out of town.
They started running from like 7 o'clock.
They started running from 7 p.m. all the way to like 11:30. And well, I went on and I did a set at like 8:45 or something. And not to like, you know, toot my own horn, but as far as the
people were laughing, you know
as far as the other comics that were on the bill, like my set was the only one that was like, you know, like hitting. And then, you know, I get off stage and this guy comes up to me and he goes, hey man, like how long you been doing this? I'm like, about like 3 years, I think 3-4 years. And then he's like, he goes, holy shit, you're very good for 4 years. And are you based here? I'm like, yeah, dude. And then he's like, he goes, you're from Laredo. I'm like, yeah. He goes, damn, dude, I didn't know they had any talent down here. I was like, oh shit, is that a shot? What the fuck?
Little shank, little jab and shit. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Little backhanded compliment.
And then I saw him get on stage and eat shit. So that was weird.
Karma, instant karma.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So let's talk a little bit about how you're using in the flex to like mind expansion, because like that's fucking right up my alley, dude. Like when you were like, dude, we want to talk about conspiracy and shit, I just fucking like, what conspiracies are you on right now, if any?
We were talking about one in the car, how time doesn't exist, time's an illusion.
Right.
They just put these months, January, February, March, April, 12 months, just so that way we could get some order. Like, hey, every year
there were
you
actually
have to get your
13.
shots.
Did you know that?
Yeah, we've heard that theory.
Or no, there were.
I was just telling him that. I was just telling him that.
There were 10. That's why when you look at the order, like November, it's like the prefix like nov, right? It's 9, right? And then December, it's like decade. It's the DEC is supposed to be 10.
Oct is 8.
So so they added all those and sept, all of those they added 2 months, and I forgot which ones they were. I think they were June and no, it wasn't June. I don't know, but I'm
on a theory where I think it was 13 months. I think there's 1 month extra, because I think the theory was that every month's supposed to have 28 days, which if you think about it, kind of makes sense. If you go through like menstrual cycles and the moon rotating, and all that stuff. And then I asked him, like, he's on to like the astrology, right? So how many zodiac signs are there?
How many are there?
12.
There's 12 or 13?
Or 13, right?
13.
How many zodiac signs are there? 13?
There you go.
Let's name them. Let's see if we can name them.
That's his thing.
That's not my thing.
Charizard.
Yeah, dude, it's your thing, bro. Pikachu. I don't know, shirt over there. No,
y'all believe in that though? Like
I'm tripping on it now.
Zodiac signs?
I don't know. All right, so I don't know. I'm gonna. My girlfriend just got her like whole zodiac thing done with like this girl that was very legit, fucking good. It's a podcast episode. It's fucking good, and we're gonna go together. I'm gonna like do my whole thing or whatever. I don't know how much into it I buy. Like I've tried to like rationalize it. Like, what does it fucking mean? Like, what does it mean if you're if you're born at a certain time and there's like certain astronomical alignments in the sky? Like, what does that fucking actually mean? Like, how does it really affect anything in any way, shape, or form? You know what I mean? And if I try to be rational about it, this is as rational as I can get to maybe justify some of it. It's like, okay, at the time that you're born, there's a set of constellations in the sky that are radiating a specific wavelength of energy that like travels all the way to Earth, and then maybe that influences something, right?
Characteristics.
Right. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. Let's see what happens when I go meet. Shout out to Juno. Let's see how that goes. Right, we'll do a whole little fucking vlog on it or something. But did you look it up?
I found them. It's the original 10 months were named Martius, Aprilius, Maius, Junius, Quintilius,
thank God.
Sextilius. September, October, November, and December. So January and February were the ones that were added, and then the original 5th and 6th months they were changed to Julius and Augustus for Julius Caesar and his successor Augustus.
Crazy.
So that
Augustus Gloop.
The fucking Romans, they just didn't give a shit, bro. They were like, fuck this calendar.
Yeah, make your own. You got a Mayan calendar, you got an Aztec calendar.
Yeah, man. There's like on the note of time,
Chinese
there's like
calendar.
this whole thing about fucking how switching from the whatever calendar we were at to the Gregorian calendar created like a bunch of extra years. So we're like actually like 200 years in the past right now or some shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's a whole lot of
also
fucking
the whole
crazy
concept
shit.
of like leap year. Leap year was added for what reason?
Because according to how the length of like the revolution around the sun once, it's about 365.25 days. So every 4th year, like that 0.25 turns into an extra day.
And ever since we added leap year, I think we're actually like way off in terms of like the alignment or whatever, because we're actually like 31 years or something like that.
So it's actually like 1980 or 1990.
It's supposed to be. I don't know, but. But yeah, that's.
Damn,
do you imagine getting so fucking famous you just get your own month? Yeah, you're fucking nuts, dude.
Your own year, right? I mean, what year is it, guys?
Mine
I don't
would
even
be
know. Like,
Rogelius, dude.
That's right. And what gets me is like the days of the week. You know, like today's Monday. Tuesday. Oh, hey, Saturday's party. Sunday, let's go to church. I mean, all that little, manipulation or systematic programming that we have. Like, oh, this day we do this day we do that.
What do you think? Do you think if that didn't exist, it would just be like kind of chaos?
No organization, maybe.
Maybe
that's that whole.
It definitely lends itself to organize shit better.
Yes,
like it's conducive to that, but like.
I mean,
to what end?
I mean, there's countries that have 3-day weekends, right? So I mean, you could just program someone to work twice a week.
Dude, a fucking 32-hour work week,
4-day weekends. Damn.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
It is all control.
And that's why, they got run over real quick in World War II. Kidding.
Yeah, they say like Russia invaded Ukraine and France is like, we surrender. Yeah, I think that whole thing. So maybe we are going to get into a little philosophy or whatever, but that whole thing about like social contract, having to give up certain liberties in order of like staying away from like the state of nature and like that kind of stuff. That's all Thomas Hobbes. It's philosopher stuff, but that was like his whole thing about. It's just like, oh, why do I have to fucking stop at a red light? I want to just go. Like, why do I have to adhere to 75 miles an hour when my car can go fucking 150 or 160, right? And then you give up those liberties for the the safety, right?
Exactly.
If there were no, if there were no if there was no social contract like that, then we regress to what is it, state of nature, which is just kind of like, oh, I have my house and somebody can come in like it's my fucking house now, boom, and that's it. Yeah. So I just kind of feel like I get it. It sucks, but I get it, because the logistical nightmare of having to like deal with everything that we would just not put any sort of like label on. I think
it's a good like stepping stone to organize things in such a way to where it can create a community that can work towards like a greater goal. Not that that's necessarily happening right now, right? But
I think, like I told Miguel earlier, it's like I don't even think we can comprehend it because we're so programmed. Like it's like you're a fish, so you're supposed to be in water, and you're out of water. You're just like you die. So like we can't even imagine living life outside of water, like driving and going to school. Imagine a fish.
I can imagine real hard. Let me get you some mushrooms real quick.
There's that whole thing about the new like companies like Google and Amazon and whatever major like company you can think of, Apple. They all have these like pilot programs. I'm not sure if you've ever read about any of these, but they have pilot programs about how to change up like workflow and productivity. Like obviously they're all about like, hey, do this, do that, whatever.
Hey, put a ping pong table in the office or whatever.
They have these programs that are like, oh, you don't have to adhere to like a certain hour work week, but you do have to adhere to this deadline. So work as many days as you need to or as you want to, but as long as you accomplish this task by this date. And people have shown that like they're way more efficient. Because if you think about it, I think
just knock this bitch out. I'm gonna go chill.
Yeah, if you think about it, like in terms of like a work week or just in anything in general, like if you're punished for being efficient and really good at your job, which is why people end up doing like really lazy shit.
Minimum.
Like I'll tell you this, like me and myself, like I get tasked with something like, I don't know, updating Chromebooks, right? At school, at work, and I get tasked with these things, and I will do like 6 at a time, where I'll just and then I'll just like set all of them up because they're touchscreen to like update all of them at the time, and then I finish everything by like noon, and then they're like, all right, we're gonna have more busy work for you to do, and it's kind of like, well, dude, I could have just like done one by one
easy,
the whole fucking day, and then I would have just been fine. So, and it's also like the concept of like people who maybe like work like commissions, and we had somebody that we talked about. Who was it? I think it was what's his name? Mauro, that we might have talked about a while back. He hasn't been on that episode in a while, but
that was a while back.
So he talks about like if somebody commissions you for work, right, and they say, oh, are you valuing like time over like skill and productivity, right? Because if you say, oh, you know what, I'm going to spend 5 hours of this on whatever commission that I'm doing, right? And I'm going to deliver you this product, and you're going to pay me $500, right? But if I get the same, and if you find somebody else who does the same work or, higher quality work in an hour because they're more skilled, are you going to pay them less because they took less time with it? Or what are you valuing over that, right? So in terms of like the work week, being really good at your job, you essentially get punished by having to do more tasks, more responsibility, without ever actually getting like, you're on the same pay rate as everybody else. So these programs that have come out are all like aimed at that, right? Valuing the productivity over the time. You still get paid whatever it was that you were going to get paid in this, amount of time. But if you took one day to complete your task, then, good for you, dude. You get all this, leisure time. And I'd be like, dude, like that's when I used to work from home. Like I had kind of like a similar thing going on, where they would just tell me like, hey, we need these things finished at this time. Like, cool. I'm gonna work it whenever I feel like working it. If I want to do it overnight, like one day, because I'm bored at night, fuck it,
Work from home was a bitch. Did you guys ever have to go? Did you guys have to go through that or no?
No, I didn't have to do that. I'm pretty sure you didn't.
I mean, I was doing like a side hustle. I was already working from home, but that killed my stuff down. But yeah, it is. With 3 kids, man. Yeah, you want to be away from home. For Starbucks.
For me, I just fucking felt like the opposite. Like I before just going full time with like podcasting and shit, like I was selling like health insurance like fucking remotely and shit for a company in Florida. Like, so I was just talking to old people all fucking day and like on the border of trying to blow my fucking brains out every day, right? And so being at home was just kind of like, I'm gonna play Halo while I sell this person some health insurance.
That's right. We would do that. He'd hit me up like, "Hey, dude, hop on Warzone."
Yeah,
like,
man.
Aren't you at work? Yeah, dude, hop on Warzone. Like, all right.
I'd be like, "All right, hold on, guys. I fucking got to talk to this person or whatever. Take off the headset real quick. All right, sir, get your fucking health insurance in order."
But Josh, revive me.
We fucking lose the game. But dude, I don't know. Like, it just felt very like stagnating for me. Like having to.
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I loved it.
It was cool for like 5 minutes.
There's the only thing that I think that I didn't like is that like at my old place that I used to live at, my office was also in my bedroom, and that is not really conducive to stuff because they say that you shouldn't do anything other than sleep and
fuck.
Yeah, in the bedroom, because if you do other things and you start associating that room with other things that might trick you, like in terms of like physiology or whatever, to not
makes sense,
not be asleep. So if you watch TV in bed, if you eat in bed, if you like whatever, anything that's other than sleeping, you might actually affect your sleep cycle.
You guys have a TV in your room?
I have a TV in my room. I rarely use it though.
Yeah,
same here. I rarely use it. I use the one in the living room more.
Yes, yeah.
So
definitely.
at the time, I had my fucking workstation in the corner of like my bedroom, so it was like sometimes having to just like I wake up, go to the restroom, right to the workstation.
And I think that was probably my fucking biggest problem, because like my shit was in my room for a bit too, and I was like, fuck, like it feels like so
clinical.
Not even clinical, dude. Just I feel like a character from 1984 or some shit, like in the book. Like
wake up and work.
Yeah, dude.
Wake
Like
up work,
wake up, work, be productive or whatever. It was such a fucking
Eat,
bitch.
shower, sleep, repeat, basically.
What was your experience like through the pandemic, dude? Like,
I'll be honest with you. I work for EMS, private EMS. I tell people all the time, like as a layperson, you see COVID in a whole other picture, and I fight with this guy a lot because we have a lot of.
So it's fake, right? Like it was fake.
Basically, I mean.
Oh shit! You heard it here first. The doctor on this episode has certified it.
I mean, when you see things that other people don't see, you kind of have an advantage, I guess.
Right.
So Obi would always have this, numbers and all this stuff, and it's like you see things in a whole other perspective that that I see it. But I was never the type to be like, no, you're wrong and stuff like that, because I might even be wrong.
What do you mean? Because I'm right. What do you do? What do you do?
EMS.
Your private EMS.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, I don't know. I just saw it in a different perspective. I see things that don't make sense. Like y'all are saying this, but then this is
like real world fucking scenario, different as fuck.
It's not making sense. Nothing was making sense. So I had that different perspective. So me and Obi would discuss that a lot. But
because it's happening. I mean, it is real, but like the way,
but it's not. No, I'm
but
kidding.
The way they're
but-
putting it out, I mean, I could see how he might think, okay, we are being manipulated, like we always are,
Yes,
being
definitely.
manipulated into something else. I think protocol had a lot to do with it. And, you know, I took my kids a couple months ago; they were all sick, and COVID wasn't even thrown around
Yeah,
a bit.
nobody made
You know,
a
not
COVID
even
test.
no one's mentioned it. At
When's
all.
the last time you took a COVID test?
So.
I had to take one for school.
Oh, man.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I had to take recently. But I mean, as far as how did COVID affect us, it didn't affect my work. It affected school a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to college for I'm in a physical therapy program, and how could you do physical therapy like over the computer? You know? what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's fucking
So
crazy.
and imagine the students, a little like elementary school kids going to school and online.
Not
Like how do
learning
you?
shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think education took a big hit.
100%.
With
Big time,
COVID.
big time.
Businesses took a big hit with COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, just downtown, like it's not even the same anymore.
Yeah.
Like
No,
all these
dude.
businesses
Or
are
like
closed
even if you
down.
walk through the fucking mall, dude, it's like
It's
what
also
the fuck? There's
yeah.
like
It's
3
different.
stores.
Fucking
It's
tumbleweed
different.
goes by and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, I kept working through the pandemic. I mean,
Yeah,
I kept
definitely.
working.
What do you do for work?
I do an oil change shop. You know,
Okay.
yeah, it's my father's business, so I've been there for over a decade now.
Family business.
Yeah, so we were essential workers, so we got a letter saying you can't close, so we kept working, and it was scary
Motherfuckers need their
though.
oil change.
It was scary though, driving to work and then like you see signs like, "Hey, stay home, stay home." Everything empty, everything closed.
Dude,
I
that
mean,
was nuts. Actually, like I
that was
remember,
crazy.
like they had the whole like curfew.
Yeah.
Like when I would drive past curfew, like sometimes because I just be like, fuck it, like at the time the girl I was dating, like we were kind of like, oh my god, like staying at home all fucking day gets a little like,
Little
it takes a
cabin
toll.
fever.
Yeah, so we would go on like cruises in the middle of the night or something, and to see everything empty, it was crazy. And then
Felt
like
like
some
a
of the
scene from
pictures
Red
too,
Dawn.
that was,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Felt like
Fucking
a movie.
crazy.
it did, yeah. I think
This episode is also brought to you by Porvida Tattoos, open all the way back in 2014. If you want to get your first ink, or if you already have a bunch of tattoos and you want to get more tattoos, that's the place to fucking go. Go to porvidacs.com to book your appointment now. Let them know we sent you. Supporting our sponsors helps keep us alive and helps expand our production and bring you better shit. So again, go to porvidacs.com. Tell them we sent you. Book your appointment now. And also follow them on Instagram at Porvida Tattoos. That's at Porvida Tattoos on Instagram. Go show some love.
Hey, also show some love to our other sponsor, Consafos Print Co. They have hand printed T-shirts, amazing quality. They have stickers, they have pins, they have keychains. Make sure you check out their store at consafosprintco.com and follow them at CS Print Co as well. I personally own some of their own shirts.
I'm wearing one of them right now.
Oh yeah, they have excellent print quality. They're super comfortable, and they last long as shit. Actually,
They really do.
One of my first shirts from Consafos I still wear to this day, and I got that maybe like 3 or 4 years.
I just
ago,
got
so.
my hands on the Boys Don't Cry and No Pasa Nada one.
My favorite one is the Boys Don't Cry one. Make
It's
sure you
fucking
check it
fire.
out. Go and check it out again on consafosprintco.com or follow them on IG at CS Print Co.
This episode is also brought to you by the Porvida International Tattoo Fest. That's happening from April 22nd to 24th. All ages are welcome. We got tacos, we got beer, we got tattoos. It's going to be happening at the Webb County Pavilion. It's hosted by Gabe Rodriguez and Porvida Tattoos. If you want to get passes, you want to figure out how you can get access to this, go directly to the Porvida Tattoo Shop or go to the website at porvidatattoofest.com. They've got $15 at the door, so you can pay at the event, or you can get a weekend pass for $25 if you go directly to the shop. Follow the Tattoo Fest on Instagram at Porvida Tattoo Fest. And again, they've got tacos, they've got beers, tattoos, tattoo artists from all over the fucking world. We're going to be there. Well, I know I'm going to be there. You have a show, though, right?
Go.
Just go. Whatever. Go. Do you love anime?
Do you like shoes?
Because if you do, make sure you go and check out Calle Ocho Hype and Hobbies. They have a website, galleochohype.com. They got shoes, they got anime collectibles, trading card game things. I'm talking Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Funko Pops. They have everything, dude. They've got amazing sneakers. I know you were trying to get your hands on some.
Yeah,
dunks,
I've been
right?
trying to get some dunks, and then this place is the place to go get them. You can go and check them out on 1003 Garfield Street here at Laredo, Texas. They're open Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Saturdays they're open from 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Make sure you check out their website, galleochohype.com, and use your discount code AOTB.
and you get 10% off anything in the entire store. online. Again, from shoes to anime collectibles to trading cards. They also host Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments every Saturday.
Follow their Facebook page at facebook.com/Calle Ocho. That's Calle 8, the number 8 apparel. Or you can follow their Instagram at Calle Ocho, spelled out CALLEOCHO hype.
Calle Ocho Hype and Hobbies.
Yeah.
The best shop in town.
I don't know. I think like our experience through the pandemic was pretty similar.
Yeah.
Josh and I'm not sure what you guys or how it went with you, but Josh and I saw the I think it was February 2020, right?
Yeah.
The CDC
had that whole like
they
press conference and shit.
Yeah, they put out an announcement or like a memorandum thing that was just kind of like people should prepare to have their lives disrupted for more than for about 2
indefinitely.
They said from their time frame was 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. Other places like the WHO, they were saying like, oh, this is gonna be here to stay for they were gonna stay here like way past that, right? It might be years, it might be here to stay like another flu, whatever. But either way, Josh and I both took it like, well, fuck it, dude. That's scary. Like to say that everyday normal life is going to be disrupted. So we both went out and prepped. Like we got like,
and besides not just the whole CDC thing, but like a couple of months before that, prior, like the tail end of 2019. I don't know if you guys
popping off in China.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys like follow Alex Jones or not. Right? Shout out Alex Jones. Be on our podcast.
No, don't shout out.
Why not?
That guy, dude.
Oh, what an asshole! Fuck freedom of speech, dude. No, but in any case, like,
didn't he have an arrest warrant right now for not showing up to the Sandy Hook thing?
I don't know. I thought they had already settled.
No, dude, he didn't show up to his last disposition.
That's neither here nor there.
I know. I'm just playing around. I'm just that guy's nutbag though.
Maybe, but he's also been right about a lot, like the pandemic and the war in the Ukraine. But so like for me, like my point of view was like I follow him. I'll check in with what the fuck he's saying every now and then, because like I've seen him be right several fucking times on the Rogan podcast, and they're like, look that shit up. Oh shit, he's not wrong. All right, well let's fucking see what this guy's saying, right? And dude, they had some fucking crazy footage in China, like people just literally like dropping dead in the streets, like people getting shot, not being allowed to leave like Wuhan and shit like that, getting sealed into their apartments. I was like, yo, this is fucking wild, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? And then fast forward to like February and shit when I heard all of that, and I was like, all right, dude, I was just about to be a dad at that point in time. So like, my girlfriend at the time was pregnant and everything, and like fucking, it was weird. I was like, nah, I guess this is gonna be fucking weird. So we fucking went and bought like a bunch of non-perishable items and shit. And there was maybe like one other couple that we had seen at Walmart like doing the same thing, and we were like, hey, it's just, hey, let's get together for drinks later.
Yeah, it was the same shit. Like for me, it was more just like I saw Josh panicking, and I'm like, all right, if Josh is panicking, I should probably. And so I mean, it wasn't really a panic. It was more like a taking it seriously, and I was like, okay. And I wasn't really in the realm of like, oh, I think this is bullshit, or that they're doing it to manipulate us, or that it was man-made. Even I never really subscribed to any of that stuff.
But it definitely was man-made.
All right, so
yeah, I mean,
like 100%.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude, that's like the news. That's in the news.
They have that shit frozen somewhere in Antarctica. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the truth.
It started in Atlanta at the CDC. I'm playing.
I was not really like subscribing to any of that stuff, and I honestly at that point my head was more like, dude, oh my god, my parents, like I just like my mom and my dad are nowhere near as equipped as I am at this point to like be there for the long run, right? In terms of like, because I could work from home, but they can't, right? So that was like my worry initially, and so I started buying a bunch of stuff for like 2 to 3 months, and in dire need, right? Like I really only got this stuff just in case. Like a lot of the stuff actually stayed left over, because I was never gonna eat like fucking canned bread or anything like that. Like, fuck that. But I
canned chicken breast, bro.
It was some fucking canned tamales and shit. I was it, dude. They have.
You wanted the good stuff,
bro. I went and I got all this non-perishable.
Fucking prime rib.
There's a place, and it's actually they used to have one here, not too far from here on Matamoros. It's called the Joseph House. You ever heard the La Bodega de Jose? No. All right. Well, that place gets donated food from all the other grocers in town, like H-E-B and Walmart and Target, whatever the fuck. Any stuff that's not like eaten there, or that might be, you know, getting taken off the shelves, goes over to there. And they have some really good shit sometimes, like incredibly, like the deals are nuts. So you can go. Last time, I guess not that many people were buying Pellegrino because everybody was trying to get regular clean water because of the whole shit that was going on.
Shout
with
out Pellegrino. That's fucking fire.
So you know, what's a fucking, let's just say like a 12 of Pellegrino run you
$13.
Yeah, not even, dude. It's probably closer to like 18.
Oh, with inflation,
right? Okay, well, that's normally that right. Over there you could find boxes of this shit like 24s, right, for like $4. Wow,
shut the fuck
steal,
up,
dude.
This fucking asshole never told me shit.
Oh yeah, fuck no.
I fuck with spicy water, man. Come
I
on.
bought up the whole stock, dude. What do you? I wasn't gonna go into fucking. You know, those are trade secrets, man. Y'all heard it here first. So anyway, but I was going to this place and I was checking out a lot of the stuff, and a lot of the non-perishable shit that was on there was like dehydrated like spaghetti sauce and like all these kind of different things, and I was like, that's all cool stuff that I think you really can't find like in.
Yeah,
and like
MREs,
stores. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they actually had MREs there too. So a lot of this stuff that I had, I was just like, I'm never gonna eat this until it's like, oh god, I gotta eat this, right? So, but
until
then
the zombies are knocking at the fucking door.
but then the weird shit started going on. There's that like whole dystopian time. I feel like where everybody was just like, oh, dude, we gotta buy toilet paper, right? It's like,
how many rolls of toilet paper did you buy? Facts,
I didn't even fall for that.
No,
okay,
you're all straight white beans.
My wife had just bought the big box at Sam's. I'm like,
big box,
you hit a
dude.
spot. You hit.
Yeah, dude, that's good. Yeah, no, because a lot of other people were just like, COVID is here and I must shit. And so
infinitely, apparently.
Yeah, no, but it was a really weird time.
Yeah.
How many guns did you buy?
I did not. My cousin,
this guy's like, I did not.
I had a chance. Though. My cousin called me, hey, yo, we're going to go buy guns. I didn't get in the car with him. I'm like, nah, I might just shoot myself. No place for a gun at home. Not with the 3 kids. I can't hide anything from them.
Dangerous.
Yeah, you need a whole gun safe and all that shit. Yeah. I bought one and then sold it.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking about the shotgun, though. The shotgun, something big, you know?
Yeah, a little bit of home
They
protection.
can't really,
definitely need that around.
That's good.
Dude.
How many guns do you have now, Rich?
I got strapped, dude. No, right. I'm never gonna say how many guns I have, but I have.
And that's how you know he's a Republican.
No, I'm not a Republican. Way far from that. And a Democrat too. Fuck that.
Under the mattress, whole armory.
Bro,
so what you fools need?
I'm strapped right now.
Like a fucking scene from Men in Black, dude.
Yeah, dude. No, the had fucking trench coat just like the.
They don't call me
West
Cletus for nothing.
Yeah, no. I wasn't really worried about like zombie apocalypse and that kind of stuff. Like people
wanted it like
invading my shit. Like I wasn't really worried about all that kind of stuff. But at the place I was living at the time, it was kind of like, you know, I lived in the hood, right? Like it was some people were getting like very fucking bold, I guess, because they were like, oh, the cops are too busy out here like enforcing curfew, and they're not going to come down to the South because everybody's at home, right? And there were some people who were like getting crazy about it. My neighbor at the time told me that some dude was outside checking our cars, right, to see if they were open.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna buy gun." That's like the first thing and so I did. I got those 2 that I told you about that last time, right? But before that, I had
without the serial numbers, right?
No, don't say that shit. I don't have any burners. So then I had a shotgun, which is a Mossberg, right? It was that was the first one that I had. Then I had a handgun because I rebought a handgun that I liked. And then, you know, that was it. I never really bought like an assault rifle at the time or anything like that because I wasn't interested in like building anything.
Yeah, because assault rifles are not legal to buy.
Well, I didn't buy a rifle, right? Because I didn't want to do that. But anyway, I was just like, you know what, whatever. I don't need to defend my house that hard, I think. So,
I don't like this house that much.
but yeah, I was just got all the stuff you normally, you know, this stopping round stuff like the what are they called, hollow points. I was just like, I'm gonna get those. And that way, I don't shoot my neighbors on accident or whatever.
An interesting misconception that I thought about the COVID and the whole zombies thing is that like people are thinking that zombies, right? That's the number one thing. But when we're buying guns, we're talking about guns, buying guns to protect yourselves. What if zombies come? But I don't think people ever thought like, what if it's not zombies? What if it's aliens? And I know we had an episode talking about zombies and aliens. And like, what if it's aliens? What if it's supernatural stuff? Like, what are guns gonna do in that? Like what if a predator-looking thing comes and we try to shoot it and it's just like, it's
laser.
It's laser, yeah.
They're already among us, guys. They're among us already.
I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure. Yeah.
Every time we talk about shit like this, I just automatically imagine that scene from Rick and Morty where like all the fucking like soldiers just like decamouflage and they're all in the fucking lawn like, I know you guys are there, motherfuckers. It's just some trippy shit to think about, bro. But like, that's a good point, dude. What would you do?
We had this discussion the last time, right?
Yeah,
We talked about how crazy would it be in terms of like a movie scenario that we get invaded and there's this whole thing happening where we're like having a war of the worlds, right? So we're having that, and then all of a sudden, like our military comes out with like, "Hey guys, we've been saving this since Roswell. We got this. Don't worry." And then boom, all of our stuff decloaks, and we're fucking shooting lasers at their shit like the whole time.
That's like that's 100%. They've got deep underground military bunkers. Yeah. So we have all that shit. I 100% like. I think we definitely have a couple of UFOs just stocked up.
Yeah, we
got a
like
couple.
Joe Biden just like, yo, pull up with a UFO.
Pull up in a UFO with a fucking laser blaster or some shit. I don't know, man. What like, have you guys ever had any like weird experiences?
I was thinking about this last time. Not alien or UFO related. No, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in the sky. I know, like meteors or green things falling from the sky. But like UFO type related, no. I know we mentioned that in the episode where I saw like two like pillar-looking things like flying in the sky, and I was like, oh, they're planes, but they were like literally just flew by each other.
I have like a video of some shit going down over here, like not too far from 35, and the crazy thing is I posted it, and then the same day somebody tagged me in somebody else's video that they were filming it from another angle, so we both caught the same thing at the same time. There's these weird blinking lights that like float one next to each other.
You look at the sky long enough, you're gonna see some shit. Yeah. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I remember I saw it was like a blue light. I don't know if it was a comet. I don't know what it was, man. But it was bright as fuck. Like I was under like a roof and like it just lit up the whole night. Like it was daytime for like a couple seconds. Blue. And like I remember mentioning it on Facebook. I made a post and like people started commenting, "Hey, I saw it too. I saw this too." And like it was something like weird thing going out.
How long ago was that?
That was that was a good question. I want to say maybe about 5-6 years ago.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
I've seen some shit, and you get this always happens whenever we're talking to guests. But like, I feel like fucking unlock hidden memories and shit. But there was this one time I was driving back, like in the where Los Obispos is, like in that area. There was like some sort of aircraft that was, and it was maybe like 2-3 in the morning, right? So like in the dead of night, driving towards the south side, and there was some sort of aircraft that was like dead silent.
Wow.
And like close enough to where you can see like the underside of it. So like I remember I was at a stop sign and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I looked out and it's just like silent as fuck. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And I don't know. I never found out what the fuck it was. It was fucking crazy though.
You hybrids.
Yeah, I know, right, bro? Fucking, it's that Astro.
There's Joe Biden.
Fucking, hey, what's up, bro? Out here in these
electric.
What about like supernatural experiences? You ever had any of those?
None of that either. No ghosts, unfortunately.
Damn.
I've had a couple. I mean, the most clear one I could think of is I remember seeing my sister walk into the room and go into the closet, and we're all screaming at her, "Hey, get out the closet!" And like my sister was like on the other side of the house.
Oh shit!
Like, hey, what are y'all screaming my name about? I'm like, oh wow, we literally just saw you like go in the closet.
Doppelganger.
Me and another person. Yeah, there you go. That was trippy.
That's
and also I have like vibes and sometimes I get like weird vibes and stuff, man, and shit goes around and happens, and I mean that's something that I do get often, but I just go by it, man. Like you said, tunnel vision. You just living your life. You don't really.
You pay no mind to it.
You didn't pay too much.
The last couple of times that we've been here recording like at night, and you can probably go back to the live streams because we were live on these last couple of episodes, but like there's been like knocking and shit, and we're like, we literally will stop the show. And we're like, what the fuck? This guy want to go check the fucking door and shit. Like it's been weird, but
Yeah, we had one of those. We didn't even release that episode.
We didn't release that episode.
Yeah,
I think
we didn't put that shit out.
We're talking about
that.
we're talking about Illuminati stuff like that.
Got deep.
This is when the Travis Scott thing happened. We were talking about that.
Ooh, let's get into that, dude. Let's get into that. But anyway, so tell me what the fuck happened.
Yeah, we're talking about how it was a portal and all this looked like hell and stuff. And then like we started hearing like things on our headphones, like somebody was whispering or like something like weird.
Oh shit!
It was just weird.
That.
So I don't think we even edited that episode.
We had
Do you still have the recording or no?
Yeah,
we do.
Bro,
Audio
we had a
and
similar episode. Remember when we were back at Mile 1? When our shit started fucking up randomly and then the lights went out.
Yeah.
Dude, we were in the middle of talking some shit too. Like it was, I don't even remember what it was about. I think it was like paranormal stuff that we were talking because it was me, Josh, and Kevin, right? I think it was Kevin.
Yeah. Oh
and
shit!
So
now I remember.
We're sitting down there. We're just talking or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like we just start hearing things over the headphones. It's just like.
Like
and
static
like,
and shit.
And I'm like, are y'all hearing that or is it just me? And we all kind of stopped for a second and then the lights just, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm right out of there.
Vibes as fuck. Going back to the whole Travis Scott thing, and this is like a topic that I've been wanting to do for 4DF that we haven't really done it. But
we talked about it.
No.
Yeah, I read the shit verbatim.
Did we? Oh shit, you're right. But like besides the fucking point.
Let's go deep.
Let's go super fucking deep, dude, because I feel like like in high school, a lot of the shit that I would do a lot was just go down the rabbit hole with like YouTube, the Illuminati in the music videos and shit, and then like in the music industry, and then now like you can't find any of those videos. It'll be like, here's this one that's like a super like shitty version of like, people believe this, but it's not true.
A lot of stuff has been like taken off.
Yeah, YouTube ain't the place no more.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
not YouTube and Facebook actually. We got nuked off of fucking Facebook actually for talking that stuff. Do you remember? Really? Did you tell them that at all?
No.
So last year in June, right? July? July. It was July.
It was the tail end of June because
I was on my way
was about to be
Weezer.
Yeah, Weezes. So we do this thing that's called 4DF. We briefly mentioned it previously. It's like a live podcast that we do at Cultura every first Friday of the month. Now, on that, we specifically just talk about different conspiracies. Okay. The last one we just did was like about opening your third eye and manifestation and energies and chakra.
Yeah, should be on for the next one, actually.
Yeah, that'll be fucking fun. And anyways, so the one that got us deleted off of everything was... We were talking about things like adrenochrome and fucking Pizzagate and QAnon and all this other shit. And like I posted an event and I kind of mentioned like those words.
Not kind of. He verbatim. He posted the event and then he tagged me, Marlene, and
that was it.
And well, like it was on our podcast page, right? So I'm driving on my way to Houston, and all of a sudden it says that I get logged out of Facebook. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I kept trying to log in and it wouldn't let me log in. Then Josh calls me while I'm on the road and he goes, hey, did you just get logged off of Facebook? I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Right. And then sure enough, he starts saying like, oh, it's because I made this event and I put on there QAnon, Pizzagate, like all this stuff on the Facebook event. And it just like, I guess the algorithm for
their new terms of services, or
because they updated it back in like August of 20.
No, not even like literally a couple of maybe a week or so before we posted the event, and I probably should have gone through it, but I didn't.
Yeah,
like they updated the whole thing, right? And I remember like it was on my radar a bit. Cause this is one other podcast that I follow is called Timcast IRL. They were like talking about like the whole update or whatever the fuck, and they're like, it's gonna get even crazier. And I just didn't really like it. Didn't click. So when I fucking
QAnon was their biggest thing. That was just like you can't do that. You can't organize.
If you even say it, dude.
Yeah, you can't organize meetings behind it or anything like that. So I guess what they thought was that we were like, hey guys,
JFK is actually
QAnon. Let's hang out. And it was and so they
were like boom, deleted.
Yeah, and so our personal pages all got deleted. It was me, Marlene, and Josh, and then our podcast page got deleted.
So we've been like building it back up from like scratch
slowly.
I wouldn't say that much.
Nah,
slowly,
that's
honestly.
slowly.
Thankfully. What?
Why?
I told Josh it's because he was like, come and be at this event, whatever, right? Very vague about it.
I was trying not to throw you under the bus for the longest time.
I was like, babe, how fucking boring. Like, tell them more about what we're going to talk about. And then he's like, okay, fine. I didn't tell him use these words, but I said, be more specific about what we're going to talk about. And then he did it, and then
that's not
You
what
did it.
happened.
Well, look, dude. All I know is that my personal Facebook page, dude, was like older than like the kids I teach now. Like it's so fucking like that was heartbreaking for me.
Yeah,
'Cause there's like a lot of memories that were tied to there, and I think honestly, like my biggest like I didn't give a shit at first. I was like really fucking pissed off, but then I didn't care.
Super.
Then I didn't give a shit about it, and then I was just kind of bummed out because I had a lot of dead friends on there, dude. Yeah. And so just kind of like the memory of like, you know, being able to go back and like revisit that, like that's where I was kind of like, shit, dude, I'm not gonna get that back, you know. Yeah. So that really fucked with me.
Right. To pivot back to what I wanted to talk into, have you guys ever seen like going down that fucking Illuminati in the music industry shit? Have you ever seen that Masonic chair dance video thing? No,
I don't think.
All right. So
is that recent or is that like one of those like?
It's you can still find
undercover,
it if you look
undercover
it up.
like type of videos.
Kind of, yeah. It's like
I
don't remember if it was black and white or not, but like, so you know they're in a Masonic temple and shit. There's this chick doing a weird like dance on a chair that all like the top like female pop artists do in all their music videos, like frame by frame, like they fucking put them side by side. Beyonce, Lady Gaga. Whoever the fuck you want to name, I don't know, who's another prominent artist, whatever. Point is, they're doing like the exact same fucking like little dance on the chair and shit. And this chick is like blindfolded. There's like men around her. She's in the middle of like the black and white tiles and shit. Like it's some weird shit, dude. And then, dude, with Beyonce, there's always been like some crazy shit. Yeah. My brother was like, yo, check this shit out. Pause this music video at this timestamp. And I'll put it in the show notes because I still have it. But like if you pause it, there's like a random flash of like a demon in the middle of the music video.
Is it when she's like performing? Is that one?
No. It's like an actual music video, and it's like on her Vimeo and shit. Like you can go directly to her music video, go to like that time signature, pause it, and you will see like this fucking Baphomet looking thing, like in the like just there.
Wow.
But like if you just play it at regular speed, it's just like a
flash.
Like it looks like they're just cutting away or something. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird, dude. Like all that type of shit, bro. What started me down that rabbit hole was like way back in the day, dude. Like in middle school, fucking E-Bombs
right?
World, music, dude. E-Bombs World, and they were like, there was this whole segment that they had that was like urban myths or something like that, and then they were like, "Have you ever heard Led Zeppelin backwards? That shit haunted my dreams for fucking ever." And I was like, "Jesus Christ, this is scary." And then I was like, "I wonder what else is out there." And then fucking all just not sleeping for a whole week straight, just going down like, "Oh shit, this is fucking wild, dude."
I'm trying to look for that video, but it just
that's also weird. Like the performance one that you were saying, where her face looks all fucked up and shit.
Yeah, exactly. That was weird too. I'm like,
what
nowadays you can do a lot with Photoshop and all that. But damn,
that was live though. That was live.
Yeah, that's what makes it like, what the fuck? Like, how are they doing this shit live? But going back to the whole Travis Scott thing, like, how much do you buy into that?
A lot.
Yeah,
it's coming from the symbolism in his shirt. From
what was on his shirt?
It was like the little red and then the blue little like. What are they like?
People coming in and out.
Coming in and out.
Coming to a door, leaving like a key to hell, right?
Something like that.
Like a gateway?
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, like a little gateway. I mean, his little whole like stage looked like a portal. There was a lot of TikToks that people were feeling like different vibes, like really weird vibes, because there was like music. But it's not even music. It's just like frequencies, like real scary frequencies that they were playing.
Like
the whole
those
pre-show.
fucking like dozer videos and shit.
Yeah, kind of like that. And
I mean, the whole concept, the whole thing plays a part. I mean, the imagery is there, symbolism is there.
Symbolism
I mean,
I also hear the whole thing was like the one that we read was that whole thing about how his birthday and like Drake's birthday are like exactly like 66 like 666 days apart and like all that kind of shit. I was just kind of like, oh, what the fuck? That's weird. We fact checked that too.
Yeah,
like,
and it's true.
It's true.
But like, so a lot of the things that we're kind of saying, like maybe some of the people that are listening or watching are gonna be like, what the fuck? So like, let's reel it back in and then kind of like explain some of these concepts, right? So like, during my whole YouTube Academy tenure, a lot of the shit that they talk about that these artists do to try and like attract either like fame or success and fortunes and shit like that is like they will mask certain symbols into their merch, into the lyrics, into
videos,
the videos, and like essentially this whole witchcraft thing that they're doing allegedly is like they're applying certain, in most cases, like satanic symbols or like shit that's related to like the Kabbalah and shit like that, and they're like showing it to you and kind of doing like a sleight of hand thing where they're like it's just kind of like a cool graphic or whatever, but like the intention is there to where they're trying to create like some sort of a ritual and stuff like that. And there was like a very interesting video that I saw once, and it was analyzing Katy Perry's performance, like the whole
Dark Horse one.
Yeah, the one with where she was supposed to be like Lucifer and all this other shit, and like that one was fucking wild. But what the guy that was breaking down the video was saying was like how all of these events, if you look at them through the filter of what's actually going on, there's like a lot of people that are congregated, all aligning towards like a certain energy or like a frequency that they're putting out, and then like they're controlling that to like manifest whatever the fuck they're trying to do, like that type of shit.
Yes.
And so like I remember they also talked about that with the whole Vegas shooting. There was like a whole thing that happened, like that it was like an actual sacrifice. It was like in front of a fucking pyramid and all these other shit. Like,
I remember that.
Dude, it's wild, man. Like Illuminati.
Also, like
9 out of 10, definitely up there.
And that's the thing about frequencies. You don't know. I mean, sometimes these artists don't even know what's going on, or the person actually doing the act does not know how they're being affected by that frequency. It's real weird.
Very
crazy. Yeah. You feel the vibes, man. You feel the Chevy vibes. Everyone acts on a frequency. Everyone has their own frequency here. Some of us vibe together. Some of us don't. You can tell when something's out of ordinary.
Yeah.
You can tell when that gut feeling is like, you know what? I shouldn't go take that drive. I shouldn't go, open the door or whatever. Like, you just feel it in your gut.
And I was telling Ovi, I never really listened to Travis Scott because it's just I get a really weird vibe just listening to that kind of music. I don't know. Ever since he came out, it's just like very dark.
It's very like psychedelic, but like dark way.
To be honest, I mean, I didn't really.
Yeah. The production is pretty hot. Not gonna lie.
It's fire. It's fire. Yeah. I mean, I started listening after the fact.
It's like say what you will about the Illuminati, but these beats slap.
It's for real though. But like that's. And so yesterday we actually came across a TikTok that there's like I'm pretty sure you can find these all over YouTube, but you know how there's certain artists that are like good, quote unquote, and then they kind of like never go to the next level. I've seen several where they get interviewed and they're like, yeah, dude, they try to like, make me do this or make me do that, and a lot of them say that they try to make them do like gay acts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
And you see that a lot, like for example, I was thinking like Chance the Rapper. Remember him?
Yeah.
He was climbing up to be like a megastar.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Completely just fell off, like completely, like not fell off, but like he stopped climbing to what he was gonna be.
Yeah, like I haven't heard anything.
It's all the same. It's all the same people, all the same companies, from the record labels to the news networks, all the same people running it, and it's all that frequency. I mean, I went to that rabbit hole deep, and I remember even there was times where I would freestyle on certain beats or like. I would get in certain modes. I wasn't even me. I was just spitting nonsense, spitting negative things that I wouldn't really, even do or talk about. Yeah, just you get possessed into that kind of thing, right? So like, if you do so much of it or you hang around of it so much, it becomes you. So that's all it has to do with it too. Yes, it's deep.
It's definitely super fucking deep. Are we looking at? Oh, is this the
mouth?
Oh yeah.
Oddly enough, this reminds me of the whole fucking Naruto thing.
Yeah. The like whole thing. That's a theme. That was the theme of that whole thing. Like the whole thing.
Huh? Well, I mean, yeah, there's definitely like witchcraft and shit in the fucking anime series. It's a fire anime series. I love it. Not gonna lie. Can't lie. But fuck, man, like going back to what you were talking about with like freestyling and shit, like 100%, dude. Like there's sometimes where there's just like a certain vibe that you just get into like the zone almost. And you're like, how the fuck am I even putting these words together right now? Like, it feels kind of like an out of body experience for a bit. Yeah. I know you wouldn't know anything about that.
What do you mean I wouldn't know anything about that? Dude,
because you're not good.
This guy thinks I don't have bars and I have bars, dude.
Yeah. Shit. I'm not talking about the Xanax in your pocket, bro. I'm kidding.
No, I mean, if I'm like drunk or high enough, I think it gets fun,
But that's the fucking crazy part. Like sometimes you don't even need to like be like in any other sort of influence, and it's just like the fucking vibe.
We've talked about this before because we've had that conversation. Oddly enough, on the same episode of Mauro,
true,
where we talk about the concept of like a muse. in the old days, it used to be called, like, they would call it a daemon, right? The idea was that things that would inspire people, like poetry, music, mostly at the time they were they were actual, like, I guess rituals, you could say, because they were like
a good representation of it would be like the oracles in the movie 300.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, they have like, no face or something like that, right?
Yeah,
they're the future.
Yeah, and they have like that naked girl dancing around and shit.
That's right.
The Hercules. Remember Hercules had that too?
Oh, the sisters.
I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
The Faint or whatever.
I remember the naked girl. Yeah, nah, just kidding. No, but the whole thing that that they would have this like concept about was like people who are very good at what they do, right? Whether it's like they're singing for like the church or whatever it might be, that talent didn't belong to you. You were being what they would say possessed by a daemon, right? Which is like a they would say it was like this otherworldly presence that would take over and deliver like the message of God or whatever it is that was bestowed on you for someone else. And so then that evolved into the concept of a muse, which was like, oh, my muse has left me, right? Like that. If you ever heard that, like it was also that evolved into the more like new age concept of an inspiration that comes and goes, or something that inspires you to continue like creatively on whatever it is that you're doing. People now, like, since they don't really like adopt something where it's like they think that like that spiritually, I guess, about creativity, there are like artists like Tom Waits, right, legendary like jazz singer, like, and he's a fucking actor now apparently, no
idea who you're talking about.
Tom Waits, dude. Did you ever watch Seven Psychopaths?
No.
Did you ever watch The Ballad of Buster Scruggs on Netflix?
For like 10 minutes, and I was like,
he was the miner in that one.
Okay.
In Seven Psychopaths, he's the guy with the bunny. Either way, whatever. So he's a legendary. Oh, you know what? Heath Ledger as the Joker. He was inspired to model his performance after Tom Waits. And
Heath Ledger's Joker, dude.
Yeah. So
and it goes into acting too. I was gonna say it does not only music. I mean, this happens with actors.
Yeah, exactly. It's any source of creativity. Yeah, exactly. And so Tom Waits himself had said that.
Yeah, I heard like some laughing.
Is that outside? It's probably outside. Oh, okay. So
yeah,
I don't know why I thought I heard it from the fucking. I thought I heard it from the fucking headphones. So he would say that he would be visited by something, and he would get. It got tied into a lot of different stuff. I don't want to, get too crazy about the story, but basically the reason why they were talking about this is because they would say that a lot of people who are creatively inclined, they would kill themselves. More writers, the suicide rate amongst very popular, very talented authors is nuts, right? So he would say that a lot of the times the reason why that was is because people would get amused. They'd be in the middle of like writing something because they'd like inspired by it, and then all of a sudden hit by a block, muse is gone, and they would be like, that's why that whole my muse has left me. That tortured, artist thing is like very prevalent around that time. So Tom Waits said, for me, the way that I would remedy that is whenever the muse would visit me while I was busy doing something, I would tell it to fuck off. He's like, I'd tell it to fuck off, or if I had my notepad on me, I would take it out and I would write. But most of the time they said that all of them describe it the same way, that it's a wind, a specific wind that'll hit you, and that all of a sudden you feel like there's something here, I remember Josh and I, this last, what was like 2 or 3 mics ago, that we were running the comedy open mic or whatever. Josh was like, dude, it's gonna be a fucking killer night. I can feel it. I was like, dude, right? I'm feeling shit too. Yeah. And we got up there, and it was probably the biggest mic that we've had, and it was like on like a random day. Like it wasn't even like a holiday or anything. So there's a shit ton of people there. It was nuts. The crowd was electric. But yeah, that's that whole concept of like something visiting that's like not necessarily here, and that's not necessarily yours. That you have that gives you that creativity.
How much do you subscribe to that though?
Yeah,
I think it plays a big part. I think it happens every day, every minute in our lives. We're just not aware of it. There's some people that I think are more aware of it than others, though. So me, I'm pretty aware on it. I'd rather be aware of it and be like, hey, when it happens, I knew it was a fact, than rather be like, oh shit, this happened, really? Like I didn't even know about it. And that's just me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things out there, man. Yeah. There's definitely things that I experienced and other people have experienced. I mean, once I was battling myself. I was just battling myself, like, hey, yo, this ain't you.
Yeah.
Lupito.
Yeah.
Lupe. Yeah, he told me, shout out to Lupe. He'll be the next episode. So you'll hear about him. But, yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot of things going on that people don't talk about. People know it's there. I mean, we have Ted Gunderson. I don't know if you heard Ted Gunderson, ex-FBI agent.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So you mentioned Pizzagate. I mean, he would be all over that because he spoke about Pizzagate like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe even 30. Yeah, so like things like that I followed. That it's like it's everywhere. It's embedded into us. That same thing. So yeah, open your eyes.
Open your third eye.
Open your eyes. Yeah.
Open your third eye. Go to our next 4DF and get some free shit. But going back to the concept of the muse, here's that day that I told you that. I don't know. I don't know. My previous position to like in the last 5 months, I'm like fucking all over the place. Let me just fucking organize myself for a second.
When I was born,
prior to my birth, in my past life. No, seriously. In the last like 5 months, I feel like I've a lot of shit has kind of fallen into place within my life, in a sense, to where I kind of am transitioning into two different modes of thought. Like previously, I thought that. Or maybe not even, it's not even different now that I think about it, if I sit down for a second and like look at both of them. But the way that I would rationalize, or not rationalize, but my understanding of how the concept of the muse worked or what have you is like, if we look back at past civilizations, there was always like a certain class of individuals within whatever society that there was that were like the bridge between the spirit and like the rest of the people, right? Like the priests, the fucking shaman, the fucking... I don't know,
the elders,
oracle, all that shit. The people in charge of like oral tradition and all of that, like right, they were those that were more attuned to either like the spirit realm or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like that energy, right?
The ones with the gift,
right.
Yeah,
and like in this version of society that we live in now, that has kind of like almost completely gone away, right? Because like, a lot of people don't really subscribe to any sort of like religious affiliation now. There really aren't like a set class of people that are like guiding the spiritual part of society at large. And I think that because of that, there like that bridge there or whatever is kind of like transferred over to like the artists, where whether it's like musicians, actors, people that are like painting, any sort of art, it's kind of like the communion between the human and the spirit realm, and they're giving us some sort of like a message that maybe we're not necessarily always like attuned to. But that day, I was at a fucking Muay Thai class, and like it was a shit.
Oh, that's
fucking,
right.
Like it was just a shit. Like it helped me get into like that flow state, and it still does. And like I think that. Not so much that it's the muse, but a person's ability to conjure up that specific energy from within and then have like the proper, I guess, skills to, transfer it to something externally is what I think that it's a bit more of now. Because, yeah, there's been times where it's like, fuck, like I feel, whether it's like writing something or what have you, I feel like it's all flowing. But then if I look at the circumstances that are around it, there's certain things that are always there as a constant thing, almost like to like a ritual sort of, like to kind of put it into simpler terms, where you can put yourself into that state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Now I'm kind of like on the bridge of like, is it an outside source? Is it something that you're bringing up?
Because there's lines to it. I mean, you always have that inner space to do whatever it is you're passionate about, right? And you could become that person. But there's also some people that are just like extra. Like you see video from like Michael Jordan back in the day, or like Scottie Pippen, the way he used to move, the way he used to do that extraordinary stuff.
Float.
Float, drop. The way they would extend the hand, the long ass hands. I mean, those are pretty abnormal things that like you could even ask the players, like they take They're like taking control over. Like something comes above them, and their body goes numb, and they're able to do these amazing things.
It's the fucking Matrix.
Violin players used to do that too. I mean, it's just a lot of people that get like possessed when they do that act, and they're like so great, you know. So like it kind of comes to that, like, is it really them, or is it something else that like possesses them to become this person? And then they themselves say like, hey, I don't even know who this person is.
Yeah,
it's not my daily life person. Like I get on stage and I become this person, or I get in the booth, I become this person. You know, it's not coming from me. You know, that's weird.
It's super weird, dude.
Yeah.
How I've a friend of mine, and actually this was the story that we read a couple of episodes back with LFS. Like there was this whole, he was a part of a a youth group with like a church or whatever, and they went to some huge congregation thing of several different other churches all went and shit. They took them to like this house. Then they were like, hey, we're gonna go pray for someone. Little did they know that like they walked into like an exorcism, and and like 4 or 5 other people that got selected, they all felt like shit. Like the couple from then after that event, and then like the next couple of days, they all felt like shit. And so he was kind of like, dude, like that made me like just be like, fuck religion forever. And he feels like that they used them to kind of like harness their energy and like excise this demon or some shit. And I don't know, that's just fucking super crazy interesting and crazy in general. Like what the fuck, it sounds like a movie and shit.
Like transfer
There's
of energy.
universities that teach that. I mean it goes deep into that as well, but like you see where like sometimes it takes a team of like priests to attack a certain demon. It depends how strong it is and stuff like that. Oh man, I don't even watch. Like, there's so many movies. I know every year there's a movie. I don't even watch none of that stuff.
The only one you gotta watch is Hereditary.
Yeah. Oh my god,
that's the fucking best.
Have you watched it? Have you watched Hereditary?
No, I haven't. I just stay away from that, man. I'm like,
I
love
it,
cat, bro.
You gotta watch it.
I love it just because the
best modern horror movie for sure.
It's a good film.
It's a thriller.
It's a good film. And it's a good story.
Yeah,
like
if you really go into like the background of all that stuff, which is even a little scarier.
Oh,
if
it's
you go into
super scary.
If you go into the background of it, like they really did their research on like demonology and stuff like that.
In case you guys watch it, I don't want to spoil it for you, but like it's a good, it's a good horror film in general. Probably the best one in like since like The Exorcist came out, for real, like legit.
Definitely got to check it out.
Yeah.
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Okay,
yes,
Hereditary.
Yeah. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotta check
Is
that
it?
out.
Is
Yeah,
it
it
still
is.
Amazon? Okay.
Yeah, it is. I remember I
and
recently
then watch
like,
Midsummer after that.
Midsummer.
Yeah, but watch it on shrooms.
Not it's not as good, but the cinematography for that movie is really fucking good. Shit. I lost my train of thought for a second there.
You were talking about like the whole concept of conjuring up.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that there's some things that maybe we forgot about ourselves collectively, like as a species, that were maybe taught like in, the School of Mysteries and shit like that, like way back in the day, like Egyptian fucking culture or like Sumerian culture, where through things like meditation and stuff like that, like you can amplify certain senses or abilities, if you will. Like there's this fucking wild ass BBC documentary on YouTube about this guy that goes and like is hanging out with these monks that are like fucking lighting shit on fire with their hands, like on some fucking crazy shit, like superhuman shit. And I'm just like,
Avatar.
Yeah, dude. For real though. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, sign me the fuck up. How long do I have to meditate to do this shit?
I think maybe to round this off a little bit, also that really ties into the whole concept of aliens too. Like, because have you all ever heard that aliens that aren't just like otherworldly species or anything like that, but they're actually like us from the future?
Yeah.
So like that whole thing about them coming over here, and then have you ever watched this documentary called Love and Saucers?
Oh my fucking god, dude. I hate you.
He hates whenever I bring it up because it's funny.
Hate you.
Okay, so no, but it's stupid, but it's hilarious. You should watch it. It's also, I think, on Amazon Prime right now. But
it's about a guy that fucks aliens. Dude.
It's about a guy who said he lost his virginity to aliens, and then he became the sole proprietor of the mission for
a species of aliens.
for helping repopulate the species of aliens.
It's so dumb, dude.
It's great. You should watch it. So anyway, in this thing, hey, there's a sequel coming out. We're gonna talk about that at some point.
We're not.
Yes, we are. So they in that whole thing that happens, it really ties back into the concept of some of the grays that they call, because there's like apparently different species of aliens or whatever, but they say that the reason that they're here isn't like for like world domination or anything like that, but because they got to the point where they were such an advanced civilization that they lost like the capacity to hold like a soul. So what they're doing is they're coming here trying to repopulate.
You're describing demons, guy.
To have a hybrid, child, like human and alien hybrid, to be able to, have the capacity for a soul and emotion and human, back to like the human touch is fucking weird. That going into that, because they really do talk about it being like an alternate dimension, because that one thing that they say that everything, that no matter what species in a billion years, whatever the fuck is here, no one will be able to, according to physics, but unless they've mastered entropy, right, that we're all going to succumb to something at some point. Any species, because no species is going to be here forever. So that's true. So I think that's kind of weird to think about too, about them like coming back and saying that what's the one thing that they can harness, because it's not going to be, oh, hey, do we want their nukes? Like, fuck no, they probably have something to eradicate us way easier. They're past that kind of civilization where they're not even fighting anymore. They've mastered every element and every single, like, resource available to them to help progress instead of kill or destroy or maim, whatever. So they're here to harness what the one thing that sets us aside from other like animals, and that's the capacity for like a soul and having that. So it's, I don't know, it's fucking nuts, but
I mean, there's something out
demon.
there.
Maybe because aliens come out in the Bible.
Yeah.
So
I mean, let me mention this, because what got me interested at a young age with aliens is like the crop circles. Remember crop circles? What happened to those?
Used to scare the shit out of me.
What happened to those? They used to have like 4 or 5 pop up one night.
Yeah, they're like, yo, dude, these crop circles are fucking wild.
Mean,
and then,
if the only reason they're not communicating with us would be that they're already here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the message has already been sent. Has already been read. I mean, that's what I would think. That's why that stopped, right? So
the movie Signs came out, and then there was no more crop circles.
Yeah, there you go. That's
so
true.
it's just
that's
a mass marketing campaign.
Right.
So it was.
One
It
hell
was
of a
big ass
campaign.
QR codes, bro.
It ran for like 20 years.
They did debunk some of them, I remember, because the guy there were some guys that were saying that they were doing it with a large plank of wood, and they were just like pressing with one foot,
which is
going
bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really like say that was the one thing or another, but it was it's pretty nuts to think that all of these things that were very like culturally relevant, or I don't know. I still think about that whole thing about the world ending in 2012. Have y'all ever heard that?
Oh, the theory where like it did end, and we're just like
we're just the time dilation thing that's happening because we've created a black hole and we destabilized ourselves on Earth, right? And so we're experiencing what's happening with like the flux happening between where we were in time and where we're going to be, and it's just that transition is fucking us up. So since 2012, nothing has ever felt the same. Yeah. So
well, because
is that the title of your next
one
album?
of the theories was that the world ended in 2011 when the 9/11 happened. I mean, the world completely changed. The same way it did with the pandemic. Oh, was it 2001?
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah.
9/11 was
the world completely changed and now with the pandemic, the world completely changed again. So there's all little like our world's end and
historic
new one
events.
begins.
Yeah,
and you don't look back, but like
what's next?
Exactly.
Theories.
World War III.
Theories. What's next? World War III? You think a nuclear winter?
I don't know about nuclear annihilation.
They'll be. Like, that's what they want us, though. They want us to be scared of nuclear. They want us to be like back in the day. Go under the desk.
It's working. It's working.
It's working. It is.
It's like the 80s all over again.
Did y'all see that thing that happened right before Russia invaded Ukraine, where Putin was talking? He was telling people.
Oh, that shows.
He was saying. Like, stop trying to bring Ukraine into NATO. I want to talk about this. I want y'all to know that, yes, even though NATO's forces are formidable versus Russia's, I would like to remind everybody that we are a nuclear superpower, and I would not hesitate to use that.
I like to remind y'all, I come strapped with jalapeno wraps.
He said that, and he was like, there will be no winners. Like, he's like, if you choose to get to that threshold,
crazy.
Yeah, no, he really was like, hey, I would like to remind everybody, you fuck around, you gonna find out. So that was fucking weird, and he still is threatening that shit still to this day, where he's like, if anybody else joins NATO, I'm gonna fucking push this button. Like it's so. I mean, and then if that happens, I honestly do think like right now everybody's so fucking armed up with this stuff. Like even still, like where we don't even know, like we haven't really accounted for a lot of like lost or misplaced nukes or uranium and shit. The moment one nuke goes up, I think they all do. I honestly do feel like y'all ever seen Fallout or played Fallout the game?
Yeah, definitely.
That's 100% what's gonna happen. China shoots a nuke, or they think they shoot a nuke, so then Canada retaliates or America retaliates, and then everybody else just fuck it.
Nukes each other.
What's the shit?
As we wrap here, let's just go over a couple of quick little like rapid fire questions for y'all.
Okay.
No, what? I said rapid fire questions.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. All right, so the first one that I've been thinking about, just because I'm a super huge Kanye fan, what did you guys think about Donda and Donda 2?
Jeez.
I think Kanye, they're making. Well, I don't know. I'll be honest. I didn't really listen to the album.
Oh,
but
all right.
I am a big fan of Kanye and everything that he's going through, and that what they're making him look like he's going through. They're making him look like he's crazy and all this stuff, and then he's trying to, have this whole other different, whole God and all this stuff. Like everybody is. I mean, there's a lot of artists right now that are leaving music and that are joining, the whole religious thing, but they're making Kanye look crazy for a reason. The whole Kim Kardashian stuff and Pete Davidson stuff and losing his kids and stuff. He's been going through this for a while.
Yeah, talk about a fucking negative ass vibe.
Yeah, and Kanye has said, I think you sent me a TikTok of Kanye, like when he's literally talking about the simulation and all that stuff. It was in a talk show. It was on a talk show, and like they're making him look crazy, but he's probably even just exposing all these people. So that's why they're trying to make him look crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's very powerful and like he's able to speak out. By the way, I didn't listen to the albums as much as I should have. I heard Donda 1. I just wasn't able to get that vibe. It's a whole vibe. But I mean, like Miguel said, I mean, they're definitely using him as either a pawn or something to either misconstrue his message or. First of all, I don't even know how did that guy become a billionaire from like one day to the next?
Gap.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to deal with Gap that like was fucking crazy.
Yeah, the game from the guy was asking for money, then he became a billionaire, and I think that gets you kind of crazy.
I think the very first song of Kanye was Through the Wire when he was in an accident, and then they had to like reconstruct his face or something like that. Yeah. And to be honest, it doesn't even look like the same person. I don't know if you guys have seen Kanye before the accident and Kanye now. Like he looks way different. It's a reconstruction of the face and stuff, but I mean, still, it looks like different persons, and that's where you come into
he's a clone.
Clones and all this stuff.
Fucking
clones in the mainstream. But, I mean, that's a whole.
That's a whole episode, dude. Yeah. That's a whole fucking episode. Like legit.
I haven't heard Donda 2.
Yeah, no.
I haven't heard Donda. I heard Donda 1. Like I screamed. I just went through it like a couple tracks here and there. But Donda 2, I haven't heard at all. I didn't know it was Donda 2.
Donda 2 released exclusively on the STEM player set, so I think a lot of people might not heard it. But
I mean, there's like some leaks here and there.
You could just download it right, if you wanted like torrent it or whatever. But I didn't. Online.
Shout out
I didn't like Donda 1 at all, so I was just kind of like not interested in listening to the second one.
Yeah.
So
what are some artists to keep an eye on, like some local artists?
Local artists, definitely the ones that we've had on our episode are some of the artists that we really, really like. We wanted to expose them, but there's other that we have an eye on as well. Shout out to Don Gabbana. He's the one putting up the show here at the Ghost House.
On the 16th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all the artists that he's bringing in as well. I mean, there's just so much artists to bring to episodes, But
but I was mentioned for sure. Victor Sweet, Matthew Cervantes. They have albums out already. TGO does great music, also works with a lot of good artists. Shout out to Frankie on the flow. I mean, as we spoke before, sometimes with all the negativity that was before, it's awesome to have like a community that he's starting to to build here in Laredo and Austin and all these different places where they just embrace each other. You know, so that's good to do.
You gotta show love.
Yeah, I gotta show love.
Gotta show love.
Yeah. Man, LT Yayo. Shout out to LT Yayo. I haven't heard him.
Oh,
in a while,
yeah,
but yeah,
fucking
he goes
Lieutenant
hard.
Yayo.
Yeah, he goes hard, man.
We had him on an episode.
Yeah.
He hated that we kept joking about his name.
Yeah,
we kept saying that it
he
was.
hated us after that.
Yeah, I think he remembered it. We call him Lieutenant Yayo, and then we said that the next time we were gonna have him on an episode that he'd be Captain.
Is it Captain Cocaine or something like that?
Yeah,
Or maybe
it was-
we're just fucking we're
yeah,
clowning around a lot.
But
Just
I
busting
think he
balls.
took a while. But yeah, it's LT stands for Laredo, Texas, right? So,
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Definitely a lot of good artists. I mean, I'm not so into it like I was before, but now with the podcast and everything, man, I'm trying to look at what's coming out. It's like amazing. The projects you guys are putting out together. I mean, it's just good bodies of work, right?
Yeah,
They all have their own story too. I mean, it's all been coming together kind of like,
And also we're regrouping from COVID because with COVID there was no shows, there was nobody
Facts,
brought
that's
from,
true. Yeah.
other cities. So now we're slowly building back up. So
Yes,
we're getting back to it.
Well, besides the show on the 16th, it's gonna be at the Ghost House. Excuse me. Don Gabbana is putting that shit together,
Yeah.
right? It's like a whole fucking lineup of different artists. Make sure you check that shit out. April 16th. Are there any other shows that you guys have heard about coming up or anything to plug?
That's a good question.
At the moment. But
I'm sure there's some things coming up that I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, I mean, we're always trying to look out for any show coming in together, especially now with everyone, outside. We're looking out for that. I see there's a lot of comedy shows as well popping up too. Yeah, more than usual. We've been wanting to go to one. So
our next one is, when is it? Our next one is April
right now.
14th, I think.
Got 5 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, our next one's 14th. I'll do a tight 5 right now. Nah, just kidding.
Don't.
Yeah, our next one's on the 14th. But we have a show. We're doing Cultura Live, which is a showcase, which is where we bring out of town comics usually to headline. This next one coming up is going to be on the 9th, April 9th. And it'll be Josh Cabaza from San Antonio, who's one of the bigger comics in San Antonio. He's fucking hilarious. Genius, dude. Genius writer. And I've had the pleasure of being on the show with him before. So I'm excited to bring him down here and give him a little Laredo treatment. So it should be fun.
Awesome. Let's see no one gets Will Smith slapped.
Dude, for sure.
What's going on with that? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, dude, fuck. We should.
So
we
never put it up, or we haven't. It's a Patreon episode,
It's a
right?
Patreon
Anyway,
episode,
so,
yeah.
well, I personally feel like at first I was thinking that it was staged, because I feel like there was a lot of stuff. But now that I'm seeing that Will Smith's actually losing endorsements and
they're pausing
and they're not picking up his movies and stuff anymore, and and then Chris Rock talked about it with his brother too. Both of them were very I really like Chris Rock's approach to it. I think he stayed very fucking professional. And you can see it too, man, in the video after he gets slapped and after his after Will Smith's keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. After he does that, you can see
But
Chris
you can
Rock,
fuck her on the low.
I can go off.
you can see Chris Rock for just 1 second where he's just man, I could. Never mind. You can see it in him, and I was just kind of I respect that because it probably took a lot of composure. And then there was some other
straight up, dude.
There was some other angles when when Will Smith's getting his award, where Chris Rock's in the background what the fuck was that, dude? He even looks at somebody off the camera. He's and so I started thinking at first that it was staged because it looked like they were smiling and they were laughing. It looked like a fake ass slap. But then all the stuff that's been happening after that.
He withdrew, right? I don't know what that means, but he withdrew from
the academy, so he can't get awards anymore or whatever. I don't
Will
really
Smith?
know.
Yeah, he
Dude, what a
withdrew. Was that
fucking cuck
yesterday?
either way.
Oh man, that's
I
crazy.
mean, I always have two different sides. Ovi has his side, I have my side. I agree with Roger, but the thing is that I told Ovi, you're forgetting that these guys are actors. They act. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to act surprised. They're supposed to act. And now here's the thing though. When shit like that happens and it's not meant to be seen, the people on the cameras and stuff is what the fuck's going on? They cut that shit, but they didn't cut it. They didn't cut anything.
Well, they cut the audio.
They let the shit keep rolling. So it's if this was not staged, if this was not planned, they would have cut all this off. And it's like, yo, what's Will Smith doing? Cut it. Like, Will can't be doing this shit on.
Yeah,
like,
the last time they didn't
it.
cut away fucking, what's her name? Janet Jackson had a titty out.
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
And I don't know. I think people are not mentioning. I want to cut off your. Finish your thought first.
So I think it was staged. I mean, I don't know. Look at the way Will Smith. Like, if I'm gonna slap Ovi, I'm gonna just go up and fucking slap you. You know, this guy did like a. I don't know what that was.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
You know, and Chris Rock just like almost his fucking face almost hit the fucking floor. I don't know. I mean, it just looks staged. I'm not gonna say it was, but I think if it, I mean. I'm gonna be honest with you. If this didn't happen, nobody would have talked about the Oscars.
100%. That's what we said on that too.
100%.
I said the same thing. I was like,
fuck
no,
the Oscars.
Like nobody gives a shit about the Oscars. Not one person that I know has ever been like, oh my god, this is an award-winning film. I have to watch it. Like I've never really heard anybody be like, oh, this is like an influence for anything. So I don't think like him winning best Oscar or best actor for King Richard or whatever isn't gonna make me fucking watch it. I still don't give a shit about the movie. So I just think that when it's like that for everything, dude. Like I still kind of think to this day, we were on the subject of Kanye. I still think the Taylor Swift thing that happened was a stunt too, right? Like I just feel like whenever like we see celebrities that are getting like riled up and are very obviously losing it, like I kind of feel like maybe it's more of like a stunt. I've been telling my girlfriend this whole time because she's just been like, oh my god, Pete Davidson this, the Kardashians this, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care. I actually despise Pete Davidson. I don't give a shit about Kanye. I care about his music. I don't give a shit about him as a person. And like I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, I just think it's bullshit. She's like, why? I was like, because it's a fucking parade. Like that's all it is. Like you can't tell me that people who are buying into this shit aren't gonna be like, dude, the next season of Kardashians is gonna be fucking lit. Like everybody's been thinking like they got that fucking Hulu, that Disney deal now. So like everybody's just been kind of like on that. Of course, sure enough, guess who had to release Donda 2 on an exclusive stem player that cost you what?
$200.
$200, right? And like and that
$2 million in a day.
That shit fucking it sells out like nothing, right?
Controversy sells.
Yeah,
and it's
so
candy
I
for these
mean
people.
that's what I'm saying. Like maybe we should fucking beef, dude, right now.
Yeah.
Start throwing the guys right now.
Hey, I love Pete Davidson. What's going on here?
What was your take on the whole slap, dude?
Oh man, I mean,
you think it's real?
Well, yeah, I thought it was real. I think it's real. I mean, I don't think Will would. All the years of this guy just acted like a outstanding citizen, everything he's going for. I mean, and then for him just to mess up like a couple minutes, mess that all up. I mean, that's a big deal.
Also,
it was
it was a big deal for the Oscars too. And remember, these guys used to boycott the Oscars before, right?
Yeah,
the Oscars so white.
Like, oh, fucking no black people or whatever.
If we look back at the history, I mean, this Oscars matters to them. I mean, for the fact that they were able to boycott it before. Now he's being nominated and he's gonna win. Obviously, they tell you before. I mean, you're being nominated, you're gonna win, and you lose your composure at that moment. I mean, that was huge. And then with comedy, I don't think you should ever harm any comedian. I mean, they're joking. I mean, there's nothing personal.
That's the biggest
ever.
takeaway is just like it's a fucking joke. It's a professional stand-up comedian.
Yeah. So I like Will. I've been wanting to watch that. What's that new?
The new
spinoff. The Fresh Prince spinoff.
Is it a reboot or is it a spinoff?
I heard it's good. I think it's a spinoff. No?
It's on Peacock. That's all I know.
What the fuck is Peacock?
Oh, it might be a reboot. Yeah, you're right. It might be a reboot. Right? It might be Will again. Yeah, that's true. So they're doing
definitely not gonna watch it now.
I mean, it's all controversy. It's just kind of just so that way people can hear about it and be more inspired to watch all this stuff.
And just to round that up, I mean, I also feel like the simulation comes into play as well.
Keep in mind,
the whole Oscars event, everything, that's all simulation of how people are supposed to act and stuff like that.
Keep in mind, Will Smith has been making like weird ass stuff. There's
Scientologist, first of all.
Metaverse things, and then that he's a clone, that he's CGI.
Yeah.
It's not the real Will Smith. He made a movie called Gemini Man, which kind of touches up on all that.
Oh, the one where he had like
After Earth,
the
clone one,
After Earth as well.
The one where he's a clone one. Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of like subliminal stuff that people think that is just movies.
He's a clone.
Soft disclosure.
It's just real shit.
I just think like, dude, honestly, like I didn't even fucking know. All they did was that what's it called, the Streisand effect, right? You ever heard that?
No.
So the Streisand effect is the whole thing where they want something to disappear. They try their best to make it disappear on the internet or not put as much focus on it because they're like ashamed or embarrassed of whatever might have happened, and then in turn they end up just making it worse because I had no fucking idea she had alopecia. I had no idea. So like, if it would have just been a G.I. Jane joke, I'd be like, oh, her haircut's funny, right?
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
like that's how it was. But then he slapped and he was like,
she's bald for real.
And the way he did it though, the way he did it though, he just walked up like it was like American Gangster Denzel Washington up in there, man.
I told Ovi it reminds me a lot of WWE. You know how when they do the slap?
Yeah,
and stuff,
for sure.
that's
he
how it
did
looked.
do a
That's how it
wind
looked
up,
like.
man. It was
He did
a wind up, and then the it looked fucking ridiculous. But I just like
to touch up on what Roger said about people that are like more like your girlfriend that's like, oh, the Kardashians and Pete Davidson and stuff like that. I think also it's all a stunt, so that way people are more focused on celebrities' lives and all this stuff, so that way it's a distraction and we're focusing more on celebrities' lives than we do on our lives.
I'm actually just a hater
100%.
for Pete Davidson because my girlfriend loves him, and I'm just like, I can't fucking stand the guy. He looks weird. His tattoos are shit. His comedy sucks. And like I watched a special of his once. It was so bad I was angry afterwards. Like I've never left a comedy special just being like, dude, fuck this guy. And it was,
I mean, he was killed off in Suicide Squad, like in
oh, dude, that
minutes.
was my favorite. His best role. Honestly. His best role is getting his fucking face blown off. It was so good. But yeah, no, I'll give him props for being on SNL as like the youngest comedian ever, like to be on SNL or whatever. But SNL hasn't been funny in fucking years, dude. Like I don't mean to be an asshole, but I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. Good for him, but also like honestly, the funniest thing I saw recently was like on it was like a tweet or something like, where it was like, what if we just ignore celebrities? Like what if we just all ignore celebrities? And then like, you know, one of the Kardashians posts like a selfie and it gets like 2 likes. Like, could you imagine how they fucking crumble, dude? Like, I can you imagine like a lot of those people are so far up their own assholes that it's like, you know, the moment that they have any sort of like inconvenience happen or like any real life situation happen that's like a fucking parade or a stunt, they think, how marketable is this going to be?
Exactly.
And that's
they have
such
a team of
shit.
people around them. I mean, I'm pretty sure
that's such a shit thing to do. Yeah. And you can see actually there's pictures after Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. His publicist goes up to him and starts talking to him.
Good job.
Oh, wow.
No, he's telling me like, oh, hey, this is how we're going to spin this. And it's because, I mean, dude, everything you can... I'll give you this. I put a little bit of insight. Me, myself, right? Like I work, I won't say it actually, but I'll say this. I work with a law firm, right? Like law firms, they're there to coach you, right? They're there to coach you on how to like respond to things, right? And like, it's not that it's like untrue or anything like that, but like you can just imagine like the amount of resources that these people have. I don't think any of the things that they say or any of the things that they do in front of a camera are real. They have media training. They have all these sort of things that make them not people. Like that's why it's like whenever anybody says like celebrities are people too, I'm like, no, they're fucking not. They're not, dude. Because I mean, they have a lot of resources at their own disposal to make it so that status really outweighs whatever it is that you are as a person. So I don't buy into it. Whenever people are like away from the limelight and you can tell that they're like genuine people, like that is the stuff that I'll like say like, okay, like this person, okay, obviously they understand the status and the power that they have, and instead of using it to be in front of the spotlight more, they're using it to help people, and that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So
make a difference.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like on TJMO and in other just like conversations that we've been having, my girlfriend Marlene and Josh and I we've had like conversations about like, dude, these birth chart readings or whatever it is, like they say that, you know, you're gonna have like fame, right? Like you're gonna be famous, like you have these things like they're in your path, right? And I just started thinking like, I don't even know if I have the energy for that. Yeah. Like I run an open mic here and I do like shows occasionally. I get off of those shows and I just feel so tired. Yeah. Like it's a huge energy expense. And maybe I'll get better at it if I get to do it like full time or when I do it full time. But I just don't know how being a celebrity would be exhausting as shit. Could you imagine, dude, like being bombarded like by people like that? I mean, I'm sure you could just shut everything off and like not worry about shit, but it still sounds like just a lot of pressure to just live, you know. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. What do you guys think? What would you think?
I think that's just another trap.
Yeah,
another simulation to go in and just work your ass off and just, you know, do nothing and die. I think that's it. I mean, fame. I think fame. Maybe when I was younger, I wanted the fame and everything that comes with it. You don't really think about the problems. You have so much energy right there at that moment. But yeah, you start thinking about it now. I mean, like, imagine not being able to do daily routine, your daily lives. I mean, having problems everywhere you go, more money, more problems, more people know you, more issues, more gossip, stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think people want that in their lives. I think people actually look for the opposite. Peace, get home, have everything you need, obviously, to survive. But like, just you want to have means well for your kids to grow well and all that. And I don't think even now with doing this podcast, I don't think I'd be like talking shit about somebody and seeing him. I'm taking my kids to the park and then seeing them roll by and like, yeah, those are it's just that. I mean, I don't think it's not for me.
You're a slave once you sign that contract.
Exactly.
You're just slave.
Yeah, I think also like if Pete Davidson was like, "Hey, I want you to come open for me," I'll be like, "All right."
How many fucking zeros?
Hey, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, star power is amazing. I mean, so there's some people that I do look up to that are super famous and stuff like that. Or they'll show their stories, and that motivates me or inspires me to do that. I mean, that's what it's all about as well. That's why we push passion so much, because I think that's like the barrier that you have to break. Like, do what you love to do. Don't do what you're supposedly like programmed to do.
100%.
From elementary school, you're programmed to be a worker, be a worker, be a worker, be a worker. Of course, fame and fortune.
Exact same conversation on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, fame and fortune is going to look amazing for someone that's just been programmed to work every day in their lives. So, I mean, it's just like an escape. I think what Miguel says is this distraction to just keep you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, go to work, clock in, clock out, go to sleep, eat, do repeat. So yeah. That's what it is.
So as we fucking wrap here, dude, I want to just say that I'm right on board with what the fuck you just mentioned right now, and that's what this podcast is all about. But please let everybody know where they can find In the Flex.
YouTube, In the Flex podcast. Search it up. We can also put links on that on y'all's video as well. We'll share that so that way they can click it. We try and just put links on everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, everywhere, literally. So we'll be able to share that as well.
Yeah, right now we're dropping shows bi-weekly. Right now we're having a lot of guests on. I think most of our episodes have been with guests, and we like everyone to have their moments. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have that on there, and I think next week we'll be dropping a new episode. Right?
Somewhere next week.
Good deal, man.
Badass, awesome, dude. So
thank you for guys having us over, man.
Yeah,
of
course,
thank you for being on, dude.
We'll do a swap one where we can get on, dude. On yours.
Self-invitation.
Self-invitation.
But fuck yeah, dude. What do we have coming up?
40F is the next one. It's gonna be March 6th. I think 6th. The next May 6th. Sorry.
Yeah.
We have I have the comedy show happening next weekend, April 9th. April 14th, we have another mic drop. That's a comedy open mic. I'm going to be releasing a flyer that just has both dates on it, so you guys know when it is. And then what else? We have keep a lookout on Patreon and for patreon.com/AOTBcast. We're going to be uploading some bonus episodes, and we're going to start working on maybe leveling up those bonus episodes so you aren't just getting solo episodes or 40F or any of those kind of things. We're gonna start working on some more compelling content.
Also, dude, the episode 200 is like right around the corner. I think this is 196. So when we get to 200, we're gonna do something super cool for you guys.
Yeah.
So just keep it locked. Shout out to our patrons. We're up to 5 now.
I thought we were at 7.
Oh, were we?
Yeah, we're at 7.
Oh shit, let's go. Shout out to Ernie. Shout out to Peter. Shout out to Lemon, aka Landon. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Isaac. Yeah. And
Pedro.
Yeah, I already said Peter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's about everybody. Am I forgetting someone?
That Alex dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking shout out to Alex.
We need a list. We should have a list.
Yeah, we do. And I just didn't bring my laptop here, but it's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Follow Alex. Dude. Shout out to Alex Vasquez. He has a Twitch channel. It's kind of good, kind of trash. So follow him.
Wait, that's the name of the channel.
That's the name of the channel on the Twitch.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were calling it trash on here. Like,
no, that's the name of the channel. It's kind of good, kind of trash. And follow him on Instagram, Mr. AV kind of fit. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you back very soon. Peace. And to finish off, shout out to our sponsors once more, Guru Cats. Go check out the website, gurucats.com. GURUCATZ printxpress.com. Use the promo code AOTB for 10% off the entire store.
And a huge shout out to PrintXPress, your one-stop shop for all your printing needs, from stickers to T-shirts and everything in between. Make sure you go to PrintXpressInc.com to fulfill all of your print needs. These guys did go ahead and print our stickers. They're excellent quality. We're in love with them. They're $3. Also, hit us up for your stickers. But shout out to them. Follow them on social media. You can find them on Facebook under PrintXpress. That's X, the number X, the letter X.
The letter X.
PrintXpress Laredo, or follow them on Instagram at PrintXpress.
And, of course, huge shout-out to MacSolutions, providing you with all your Mac support needs since 1992. Go to MacSolutions.com, and that's Mac-Solutions.com, to get your services for anything related to your Mac or iOS device. Or you can call them at 956-SAD-MAX. That's 956-723-6227. Let them know that Aliens on the Border sent you. And again, the more that you support all these businesses that are helping us, the more that we can provide you with amazing content like the episode that you just saw right now. So make sure that you follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/AOTBcast. Become a patron and get a whole lot of exclusive content that's coming directly to your face for consumption.
Yeah, and get also bonus, the tiers will really break it down on there, but you can also get some bonus merch as well. We did give out some of our stickers provided by PrintXpress on this. But let's check it out, support us, and see y'all later. We love you.
Bye. Kiss, kiss.